Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Sentinel's re-edit Arman figure line, and we have the shape-changing armor. Designed by Chemical Attack. You know, there's just something with Sentinel's Arman that keeps me going back to it and buying more of this. Got mine from Amiami, and here we go. So here's the box. It is a windowed box, but before we get there, let's do a quick turnaround. Number 8 for this particular line. On the back side here, we got a nice, seems like it's a figure photo of it. It does have the re-edit in there somehow. So here we go. Not much on the top. We do have the sticker made in factory there. Typical of Sentinel. And there's a Velcro inside. Got the shape-changing armor there. Now this is going to be a blind review, meaning I know little or not at all about the character, other than it does look awesome. Yeah, I don't really follow the comics. There's probably something significant about this particular armor here. And we have like a CG image here. That's, yeah, it looks CG to me. It says Hero Max over there, or nope, Hero Nox. There we go. There's some effect parts here, kind of similar to Bleeding Edge. Yep, it's like a blade that goes on the wrist, which are swappable right there. There we go, that's pretty much it for the box. Let's take a look inside. Alright, so booklet time. We have it here. Got like similar box art. Inside, you got a bit of instructions, neck articulation, and as always with Sentinel Arman, you don't want to move the neck or the torso because of the circuitry that goes with the LED on the chest and the eyes. Some more articulations here, which might be good for me to keep note, especially that shoulder armor right there, how to activate the LED gimmick on the back. Swivel hands, and as always, a similar base for all of them. Yep. There we go. So it seems like we're getting the same type of hands. Yeah, a couple of open hands, repulsor blast, and even the flight one. Yep. So that's pretty much it for the booklet. Alright, so we have Arman here, and he looks gorgeous. Yeah, and it's one of those very pleasing to the eyes whenever they do this multi-textured paint. Since you have this shiny metallic red here, then on towards the center here, it's got that matte finish. It's a bit textured and makes it not as glossy. You know, going down the same thing here onto the side here, really nice. It's very pleasing to the touch as well as just looking at it. Yeah, just overall, it's a really nice design. Even on the back side here, really like that gunmetal gray here on the back side. Really cool. Onto the joints, and very minimal gold, which what I prefer on Arman. Less gold is good. So yeah, quite nice. Now going over articulation, let's go over that now. Pretty much what we've seen in the instruction booklet. You have the neck here. Now the neck, well, typically you have this like a hinge here, allows you to look up. And you kind of see the underside or the back or the nape area, it's fixed. So there we go. Now it does have a ball joint right there, which allows you to tilt the head side to side and even look to the side here. There we go. So that is quite great. Then you have a ball joint on the base of the neck. Now if you look this up, there is some cables in there, which is for the LED. I'm still a bit nervous moving this around, but I think for the most part we're able to move his neck. Now moving down, we have the shoulder here. It's a hinge, which allows us to move this up, which is quite great. I believe this is on a ball joint, and it's kind of part of that main, I guess the shoulder hinge, but you're able to do this as well. You got your bicep swivel here. There we go. Quite nice. Oops. And you got your butterfly joint. You're able to shift this armor plate here for the chest, which we've seen before on Sentinel Arman. Sorry, I got tongue-tied there. Now there's this bottom part here, which is a bit interesting. It does cover all the gap inside there, but yeah, you can move it out really nice. This seems to be, there's like a rod in here, just like a free floating piece, that gray part right there. Yeah. Alright, so you're able to move this around. You can kind of see the pin there for this whole hinge over the shoulder. And you get your elbow bend right there, which is quite nice for that bend. And on the back side, hardly any gaps. I always appreciate that. Then you got your wrist joint here. Yep. Which I will swap out, and I believe that this one is swappable as well for the blade effect later on. Alright. Now moving on to the torso, you get a little bit of movement here. It seems to be a ball joint. We can rotate it, but again, be careful. The battery section is right here, the lower back. The switch is right here, and which turns this on. So before we get to the LED, we can move the waist quite nicely here. You got side flaps. It's double hinge. There we go. And you can do a quite nice, let's see if I can do, there we go. Split. Again, be careful as you move the legs. It does have a shifting armor right there on the other side, which is really cool. I like that. There we go. For just other side, it's not too bad. Yeah, got that shifting armor there. Although this part here, I'm kind of afraid on that. It does rub off or rub against each other right there, and trying to get it realign again. Yeah, just you gotta take some. Yeah, gotta be careful. On top of that, this let's see here if I can shift this. This side here on the waist, it is a bit, it's not really quite connected. So this gives you a little bit of flex, which is good. You're able to move the leg that high and onto the back. Not so much, till the butt area is going to be hitting that. And definitely you have that twist right there. And for the knee, you got that bend. It goes all the way around. It's actually double jointed. Really nice. And the calf does collapse right there. So you get that really nice knee bend. Then you have your ankle articulation right here. Mine is a bit stiff. There we go. It's like there's a hinge right here on top. And you can even move it to the side. Then you got your toe joint right there. Now for the toe joint, it does go a little bit over. Looks like he's wearing some kind of a half sleeper right there. It's not too bad, but definitely when you do this, just be careful as this goes on top of that. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for articulation. Now I want to go over some parts of this that got chipped. Yeah, unfortunately, I do have some chipping issues, and let's go over that. Alright, so for the scratches, unless you look really carefully for it, you'll notice it, but otherwise, you won't. But I just want to point this out that this particular figure does have some paint chipping. Well, at least for mine, which occurred. I think partly because of the way it's packaged. When you get this out of the box, it's just wrapped around with one plastic, and that's it. There's no plastic inserts on the joints here and there, nothing on the knees, nothing, which would probably help reduce the paint chipping, especially when the paint you know, maybe rub off on each other when it's drying, or when the temperature or whatever it is during transportation. So that's that. But I just want to point it out, for mine, unfortunately, you got some scratches here. Right here, it's like a white smudge right there. There's some a bit of paint imperfections, Like there's like a scratch on top here. It's really small. Again, unless you're looking for it. What else? There is a part here that's chipped. Right here. That's right there. So this section here got chipped. And seems like the excess paint went off on this side skirt here. So yeah, but again, it's kind of hidden, not a big thing. Now if there's a big chunk of plastic that peeled off, you know, here on the butt, on the shoulder, and yeah, that's something I'm gonna be not too happy about, but those are a bit minor. It's not too bad, and overall still the figure looks great. All right, so that's that. All right, so let's go over the hands. So the first off, we got the closed fist, which the figure comes in or comes out of the box. All right, next up are this particular hands. They're like the open, relaxed hand right there. Could possibly for flight pose, although if you try to bend it too far, the wrist doesn't give you that much bend. So there we go. Let's go on to the next one. Next up, this particular hand, which is more stylized. You can definitely do a lot of cool poses with those. There we go. Although, I think it always has this problem with the gauntlet, where it's fixed in one side of the arm. Yeah, so sometimes this particular pose does look a bit odd, since this thing's sticking here as opposed on the back. I don't think you can rotate this wrist joint right here, or this armor, unfortunately. Alright, so the next set of hands is kind of like for the repulsor blast. And actually, you can make the hands go back a lot more. I didn't realize that you can bend this particular part here up. It's on the hinge for that forearm armor. And you can bend this back right here, so you can see the same thing here as well. Now another thing is that the wrist joint, you're actually able to pull it out. I'm not sure if it's gonna show here, but this does extend out a little bit, and that's one of those things that you gotta be careful. I just noticed it as I pull this joint in and out. But you are able to do that. But if ever you get stuck, let me just do a little bit of demonstration here. Get one of your quick ties right here. Loop around there. Tie it around here. Now this is just for demonstration. But if you want to loosen that bolt joint, or if you want to pull this out, here we go. And you're able to pull it out. It is a straight peg, and for those who are curious, that's what it looks like. Another thing, when you're pulling this out, it is on that hinge. It's a hinge bolt joint, and make sure you're pulling it this way when the cut of the joint there is on this side. That way you don't snap this, because if the cut is on the other side and you're trying to pull it here, you might just break that little bolt joint off, and you don't want to do that. But it is on a straight peg, and this gives you a little bit more, flexibility. I mean, it does look a bit odd if you have the joint too far out. Actually, let's do that. Let's put this on. Get that, far enough. Well, that's a little too far, but there we go. Just going for that, and put this on here. There we go. But definitely you can have a flatter hand. You want to post it that way? There we go. Alright, so while we have those hands, let's go turn on the LED. So on the LED, go to the back side, and you got to remove this middle section of the vertebra. Now, taking it off is another problem. It's held by two pegs. Probably the first time it could be a little difficult, but you kind of want to wiggle it up and down. So like this, until you pop off. I already popped it out once. It's a lot easier. It's held by two pegs right there. And there's the little switch right there. Now, if you've got your nails, you might want to use something else. Probably a toothpick. But definitely do not use any kind of screwdriver. because you might end up scraping off any plastics there. Although, I mean, it's gonna be covered, but you know, just be safe. If you got your nails, good for you. There we go. Pop it on, and we got that nice blue light. Let's put the. There we go. Really cool. That's really nice. Actually, kind of noticed before. Let's see if I can. Nope, that's it. I think before the light kind of reflects on the underside here. There's like some kind of like bleeding effect. A little bit there, but yeah, not too bad. Quite nice. So you get that nice blue color. There we go. I mean, you can kind of see it right there. But yeah, really good. And we have the hands for flight mode right here. Yep. And I think that's pretty much it for the hands. Now let's go over the effect parts. Now, if not mistaken, this is pretty much the same as the bleeding edge. You grab one of these. I don't think they are like site specific. Push that up, and we're gonna put it here. And yeah, I think it just kind of sits there. Put the fist back. There we go. And we get a little bit of space there. Then you got this effect part. Now this one, it has a T. Make sure you put on the right way, and just pops in right there. There we go. So it's kind of like a wrist collar right there. And there we go. You got that effect part. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So again, we're gonna place this here. It's just gonna rest there. There we go. And put on the closed fist. And this one. Let's see. It's my first time putting this on. And there we go. Now you have the dual blades. So it feels like this is just like an upgraded version of bleeding edge. But nonetheless, it does look nice. And really cool looking. Those blades right there. And probably you can do some of the cross arm. There we go. Yeah, a lot of cool poses we can do with this. And also, you're gonna get this stand, and all Iron Man or Sentinel's Iron Man has this particular base, which is quite nice. Get this nice metallic rod there. You can rotate this around. You can adjust this, and you can even tighten that. I think the bleeding edge before has just like a metal clamp or something. It's not something that you can adjust or tighten, but this one definitely they've changed that, and even kind of ratchets now. Huh. And you have this clamp here with some soft gel inside to protect your figure. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove this, and you can even detach it here. Just gonna have him on a flying pose. There we go. Wrap it around the waist. There we go. Make some adjustments. Raise this a little higher right here. And we have him that pose. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of ways you could pose this guy. There we go. Alright, so here we go. Now the effect parts kind of prompted me to compare this two. Now this is again the bleeding edge, one of the first ones that they made. And definitely that effect part is the same mold. And comparing it to the actual whole arm, it's the same. Maybe up to this section here, I'm not quite sure if this inside part here might be the same, could be. The shoulder armor is different. Obviously, this one is a bit more pointed, but the side skirt here, it's the same as that. Even in the leg here, the shin is different. This one has a bit more like a pointed design. This one's a bit bulkier. The toes are the same as well. This one is not as painted. This one does have gold, but looking at it, they're pretty much the same. Even looking at the sole, let me just turn this around. You got that, and when you bend the toes, you do have that cut. So it's pretty much the same. Even the butt area does look the same. Let's see the backside. Backside is different, although the connection part is the same here with the vertebra. Yeah. So some parts of it is the same mold, but nonetheless, I really like it. And this is one of those, this is the old style hinges, which I am having a hard time propping up. I have to use like a electrical tape and may have to redo that. It's not holding well. And definitely the new bases are a lot better. Here, let me just retighten this. There we go. And another thing that I want to point out is the neck. Now, this neck has a neck joint that are able to tilt the head a little bit more. The older style, or one of the older design, does not let you do that. You just have the hinge, so you can only tilt it from the base of the neck. There's not on the base of the head. So definitely that's added bonus, although still you gotta be careful to move that joint because of the electrical wiring inside. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the review. Hope you guys like it. Yeah, definitely this is a really cool figure to have, especially if you're already collecting the whole lineup for the Sentinel Iron Man re-edit line. And there you go. If you got questions, let me know. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.